Okay, here we have the Afterlife Studios 1964 Deluxe Reverb, and it is just a thing of beauty. I'll take you on a little tour. It's got all its original blue Ajax coupling caps and the ceramic coupling caps, and basically yeah, all the resistors and caps are totally stock. The things that have been replaced are the cathode bypass caps with Sprague Adams, great caps, and you can see here the mod for normal channel getting vibrato and reverb has been done. The raw version, where you just take the coupling cap from V1B straight over to the input to the mix resistors, the same path that V2B takes after its coupling cap. So just that way you have reverb and trem on both channels, and there's a slightly different EQ on both channels because we've tacked on an additional resistor in parallel there to make the mids resistor on the normal channel about like a Fender Twin on 5, mid pot on 5. You know, the Deluxe Reverb doesn't have mids pots, but at stock the mids resistor is set so that it's about equal to a mids pot on a Twin or something like that on about 8. So if you adjust the mids pot value a bit, you can adjust where the sort of fixed mids point is. Anyway, that's a nice little feature of this amp, but that's all very undoable to get it back to stock. You just remove that resistor and bring this cathode cap back up to its old landing spot there, and then reconnect its mix resistor that's just hanging in the air right now to the normal place where it would normally go. We recapped the bias supply. It had been recapped previously with a 100 microfarad cap, and it just felt really stiff. It did stay cleaner headroom longer, but just didn't sound like a Deluxe. So we put F&T 33 microfarad in there, very close to the stock value of 25. Just a tiny bit more filtering, but not such that it really made it stiff and a little hard sounding. So now it's just so dreamy, breaks up just in the sweet spot at 3.5, 4, and yeah, it's kind of the perfect amp. There's the date stamp. Replaced screen resistors with metal oxide, 470 ohms still, just 2-watt metal oxide, so they won't burn up and stink up if something happens. A nice tube complement of new old stock kind of RCAs and GEs, etc. And we've currently got it biased at about 20 milliamps per side. Sorry, this side's just, there we go. Yeah, so I have 430 plate volts, 8 watts, so about 65% max plate dissipation. That's where it likes to live. That's its sweet spot. The other mod that's happened here, like on all our amps, we removed the power transformer's heater winding center tap and do an artificial center tap with 200 ohm resistors to ground. It's just safer for the power transformer. If something were to draw a lot of current, these 50-cent resistors would burn up instead of your power transformer. We also rewired the AC section to be code, so the ground, safety ground is soldered directly to chassis, and it's longer than the hot or the neutral. And then the hot feeds the courtesy outlet, and then to the fuse, and then to the switch. So the hot is fused, and the ground switch was bypassed, and it freed it up to be the negative feedback on-off switch. So the ground switch is now switchable negative feedback. So you've got no negative feedback, stock negative feedback, the 820 ohm negative feedback resistor right there. Just taking that lead to the switch and then to the output transformer secondary tap, instead of just straight to the secondary tap. This little cap is just to get the last tiny bit of hum out of the amp. It's just across the bias pot wiper to ground, and it just takes the last insignificant little hum out at no penalty to your tone. And these blue ceramics have been added to the tremolo circuit. This one is to slow down the slowest setting of the tremolo a little, 10 nanofarad. And this one here, another 10 nanofarad across the roach, is to de-tick the tremolo so it doesn't have an audible to the signal, which most of them do unless you do that to it. There's actually a Fender endorsed bulletin that went out that said, do this if your tremolo ticks. And yeah, it's just a real classic piece of music history, and it is a beauty.